So I'm going to start with something that you might not expect from a philosopher, a straight answer. I argue that organized groups are abstract artifacts. Okay, so maybe that's not as clear as you're expecting, but let me unpack that a little bit. So an organized group is any group of people with some sort of structural organization, like the basketball team or the Supreme Court. And by artifact, it just means something that is artificial, something created by people. Now, by abstract, I mean something that can exist independent of the material manifestations. Okay, that's a little highfalutin, so let me demonstrate with another abstract artifact. Take my grandma's cookie recipe. Now, the recipe must have been written down somewhere along the way, but my grandma knows it so well by now that she hasn't looked at it in decades. And so for all any of us know, the written manifestation no longer exists. But my grandma's recipe independently still exists. She still consistently makes the same great cookies. Now, for a group to be abstract, it means that the group can exist without its members. Okay, so let's take the Supreme Court. Now let's suppose that all 9 justices were to retire before their replacements could be sworn in. Well, it still seems like the Supreme Court exists. The federal government still has 3 branches. Now, I am not arguing that these groups always exist without their members, but rather that they're just capable of existing without their members. And since they're able to exist without their members, and they're the kinds of things we create, I argue that organized groups are abstract artifacts. Okay, so you might be thinking, cool, I get that, but what's the real world impact here? All right, well, let's think about another kind of organized group, a corporation. And one of the hot buzzwords right now, corporate social responsibility. Well, neither the law nor economics is going to give us a clear answer about what a corporation is. Some economists think that a corporation is an enigmatic black box or a nebulous web of contracts. And the law isn't going to be much clearer. The courts have to appeal to what's known as legal fiction. This means that to keep things moving along, the courts are just going to assume that corporations are persons, which is its own can of worms. And neither one of these approaches is going to give a clear answer about a corporation's responsibility. Now, in contrast, my research is going to suggest that a corporation is an abstract artifact. And as an artifact, a corporation's responsibility partly depends on why it was created in the first place. Is it a for-profit or a non-for-profit corporation? Or one of these other things called a B Corp? And although the corporation can exist independent of any of the people, the individuals can still be responsible. The ones who create or run the corporation might be responsible for the structure or the culture, and the individuals authorized to act on behalf of the corporation can still be held morally responsible. Now, I am not saying that I have all the easy answers for corporate social responsibility, but what I am saying is that without a clear picture of what a corporation is, it's hard to say what its responsibilities are. And that is the real world impact of my research. Thank you.